Andrija Puharich, in his own words, he was giving a presentation on ESP and hallucinogens in the Pentagon in November of 1952, titled An Evaluation of the Possible Usefulness of Extrasensory Perception in Psychological Warfare. He was redrafted the day after, which may imply he was given a specific agenda. Where was he assigned in February of the following year? Edgwood. His role at Edgwood was to develop chemical substances that would stimulate PSI abilities, which couldn't possibly sound more MK Ultra if it tried. Building on Nazi experiments, he was looking for a molecular key to unlock the doors of perception. An early member of the Puharich Roundtable was Aldous Huxley, author of Brave New World and The Doors of Perception, a book about his experiences with mescaline, and the book that inspired rock singer Jim Morrison to name his band The Doors, A Story for Another Time. As is well known by now and referenced in many studies of the LSD problem, the United States Central Intelligence Agency was the nation's first LSD connection, providing the drug to researchers all over the country, including young professors such as Timothy Leary, Richard Alpert, Ralph Metzner, and others who would popularize use of the drug among the students and by extension among the rest of the nation's youth. The purpose behind the unprecedented generosity was not noble. It was to further the research into what Richard Helms and others involved in the scientific R&D at the agency believed was a super drug for behavior modification and mind control. In other words, the agency needed a much larger base of test subjects than was available to them from within the agency's own personnel pool. They began by farming the drug out to hospitals, to Dr. Abramson at Mount Sinai in New York, and to prisons such as Dr. Harris Isbell's program at the Addiction Research Center at Lexington, Kentucky. Isbell's operation was part of the federal penitentiary system, and although his subjects were referred to as patients, they were in reality inmates of the prison system. In charge of this LSD dispensation was none other than Sidney Gottlieb, best considered as Alan Dulles' Darth Vader. For a while, he was the top dog for the MK Ultra program. The story of Puharich is central to any study of the U.S. government's post-war interest in how psychology and parapsychology could benefit the intelligence agencies. It was arguably Puharich who was the first to bring the potential uses of paranormal abilities and military applications to the attention of the United States Navy. It was Puharich who introduced the Israeli psychic Uri Geller to American audiences and to the American intelligence. Further, it was Puharich who formed a mysterious cabal that numbered many important and influential Americans among its members. A cabal that would deliberately attempt to make contact with alien beings and, according to some, actually succeed. The cabal included a man with shadowy connections both to Operation Paperclip on the one side and to Kennedy's assassination on the other. But again, that's a story for another time.